Alright, I'm going to show you how to set up the TinyCam Pro version. You click on that, and there's going to be a couple welcome screens. You scroll through the welcome screens until you get over here, and just click the OK at the bottom. It says assign random cameras. Don't hit the assign those, just hit the X button. Now we're ready to add a camera. First thing you need to do is click on the plus, and up here at the top it says add IP camera. Click on the add IP camera. Now this first thing you can do is give it a name. Now we're just going to go ahead and just call this test for the first one. So we're going to call it test cam. Type in the thing, test cam, and hit OK. The next thing is you got to look for your brand. Easiest way to find your brand is hit the plus and type in Waze. W-Y-Z-E. Hit done. And select the Waze cam. Unless you have the pan, that's the version that pans around. I just have the regular cam, so hit Waze cam. And then you have to set up your username. So you give it a username. Whatever you set your Waze app up, you have assigned it a username. So give it the username. Put that in. Up. You put in the password. Is give it a channel name. This will be our first camera we're setting up. Depending on how many cams you have, you can change this channel number to whatever number you want. 1, 2, 3, depending on how many cams you have. Hit the back key. Hit the back key again. Hit this key at the end and hit live view. And as you can see, it'll come up. It'll take a moment to populate. And once it's populated, there's the cam. So we've actually set up our first cam. Now we'll want to set up more. I have actually a total of 10 cams, but this is how I set up the first cam. Okay, after you've set up your first camera, you can go back in and set up another one. In order to do that, all you have to do is if you hit this little button up the top here and go back to your manage cameras, click on that. Now let's go ahead and add another one. Again, we're going to go through the same process. And then this one, when we go down here, we're going to set it as number 2. Our first camera was number 1, so now we're going to change this to number 2. And then go back, and now when we go back to live view, take it a second to populate. It always has to look for the camera there, and then once it does, it'll populate your screen there. And you can add more screens, and I'm going to show you how to do that next. There it is. So now we've got 2 different cameras set up. Now, these screens right now, you see, is only have 4. We want to set up more. If you went up to the camera, add cameras per page. That went up to the upper right-hand corner. And you can set up as many as you want to. I'm going to go ahead and set this up for 10 because I do have 10 cameras. And so now you'll see there's actually room for 10 different frames here. And then what we can do now is start naming our cameras. So if I just double click on that, double click on the page, get it right. Okay, if I just go up here and hit the buttons at the top, show you that, buttons at the top and camera settings. Now I'm going to call this one, I'm going to rename it now. So originally we just had cam 1, so let's go in here and rename this to deck cam. That's what I'm going to call this. So I call it deck cam. Misspell things here, so I'll get that right. Hit OK, hit back, and so now you see I've named this to deck cam. If we go up to this button here, we see we have another cam set up, cam number 2. Now I call this one, this is the front of the house, so I call this front east. So we want to rename this one to front east. Hit again to camera settings. Go back here to camera name. And now I'm going to rename that to front east. Oops, spelled wrong. I'm very good at doing that, spelling. One of the worst spellers there is me. Especially when you're using a little screen. It's so we're going to call it front, F-R-O-N-T-E-A-S-T. One thing, even being a high school graduate, they never taught me how to spell. And then go back here to things. So now it says front east. So when I go up here to this thing here and open it up, if I click on deck cam, you'll see the deck cam that comes up. And when I go to front east, that cam comes up. Now if you want to see them both into the screen, this box up here at the top, you see 4 of them there. I click on that. Now I've got it set up for 10, and you can see both of my cameras at one time here. So that's how you set that up. Now there's another little trick I wanted to show you here. If you go back here to your manage cameras, say you wanted this switch these around. So if you click on, see where the little dots is over here to the left, if you hold down to those and pull it up, it'll change the position that it shows up here. Let's go back to live view. And so now, see, I switched those around so you can manage where each of those cameras go within that box by moving it around there. So that's how you add. I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the cams here, and I'll try to show you a few more tricks in the setup of the Tiny Cam. There you go. It came up now. So now you've got your picture up here. So what we need to do, the easiest way, what I found, is if you click on the screen, and up here at the top, you'll see a button, an arrow going left and right. Start going through each one of those, and keep going through to each one until you get every screen to populate. See, that one came up. I'll click it again. Sometimes people think it's not working, but it is. There it goes. So we're going to bring through each one of those till we get back. Now we're going to, and then we're going to name them. So I'm just going to keep hitting the arrow button across there to each camera that has been populated, and that'll take you a bit depending on how many cameras you have. I have 10 cameras. Speed, there we go. So we're through them all. So now if we want to start rename them, we've already named, we have the front east, we have the deck cam, but now we go down here, cam 3. Now this is my driveway, so I want to rename this now so that it'll indicate this is in my driveway. So I go to these buttons here and go to camera settings. And then here was camera name. I'm going to call this, I have 2 driveway ones, so I'm going to call this East Driveway. If I spell it right, I never spell things right. E-A-S-T. See how I do it? E. That's my hardest thing, is spelling. East Driveway, done. Hit OK. And go back. And so now, as you can see, in this little drop-down menu, it says East Driveway. And see, I've got so far the front east, deck east. Let's go to the next one and redo it so I can show you again how to do it. So now this says cam 4. I call this my sliding door cam. So we'll go back here to the camera settings, go to where it says number 4, hit OK. Oh, I hit it wrong. Hit number 4. And we're going to call this sliding door. And hit OK again. Go back. And so now you can see that's called sliding door. You go through that and do that. Each one of your cameras, you name it what is a picture of. That way you can identify with it. Alright, we have all our cameras set up right now. So let me just double click on one of these. Now if you go up here, I have the sequence set on. I'll stop sequence a minute and I'll show you how to set that up. As you can see, I have all of them named right now. Now if you want to put them in order how they show up as they go through a sequence, sometimes it'll go off, it'll come back on. I wanted to say start out with my driveway as my first camera. So in order to do that, what I have to do here is go back over here, hit the button where you see them all, hit that little thing, and then go to manage cameras. And then I want to move, say the driveway is the first camera. Over to the left here you see a series of dots. If you click on those dots and hold it down, kind of tap it, and then I want to move that to my first cam. This way you can line up how you want your cameras to show up. So I want to make that one right underneath. I get it to move right. I want it right underneath the east end of the house. Move these around so they're all in the order I want them to show up as they come up on the cameras on it. So you can do a sequence. In order to do a sequence, first thing I would do is go in here to your main screen and go into your settings. When you go into your settings up here, it says UI and behavior. Click on that one. Scroll down until you see sequence mode, timeout. And then you can set that as many seconds as you want. Let's just go ahead and set it for 3 seconds. Hit done, hit OK. Now we hit back. And sometimes you'll get this. See how they're not populated? It has to go through and populate each camera there, so you'll get that. So now we got them there, we can hit the sequence mode again, start sequence. And you watch every 3 seconds, it'll continue to the next picture. Now if you want to get rid of some of these other apps, we'll show you these in another video, how to operate some of these other apps. Just click on it once and you can see it cleared the screen. So now all you're seeing is the scrolling from camera to camera. Now at any one point you want to stop it. If you click on it here and hit your double dots again, it says stop sequence, and so now it stopped it. So now it's just that way, it'll stay on that one screen. It'll remain there until you move it on. You can hit your buttons and move across if you like, or if you're ready to go to the sequence mode again, you can hit start sequence. It'll begin again. Now I want to show you next how to, this has sound on it. Each camera has sound. We're going to stop the sequence here. And we're going to start with this one. And see these buttons here where it has a picture of a sound? See, I just turned the sound on. And so now you can hear sound from that camera. Go to the next one. Say I want to turn the sound on that one. You just click on it. Now I can hear the sound from each one of these cameras by just turning that on. Alright, so this is a little bit on how to set up your cams. Alright guys, I hope this little tutorial of how to set up your tiny cam to use with your Waze cameras helped you out. If you have any comments, questions, leave it in the section below. If you have any ideas that maybe I missed, let me know. If you're not a subscriber, I invite you to hit the subscribe button. Hit the little bell at the top if you want to be notified of our next videos. We do all kinds of different videos. This happens to be one of our product and review videos. I appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you the next time. Alright, if you want to see how to get some of our other links, when you go to our main YouTube page, up here into the picture area right here, you'll see it says like Facebook. You can click on that. That'll take you right over to our Facebook group. And you're welcome. You can join the Facebook group, add your videos, add whatever you want, do some discussion there, but you can go there. If you would like to support us on the Amazon, again, up in this picture, you'll see a link that says Amazon. Click on that link right there. Go ahead and sign in, make all your purchases, and what will happen here, you'll give us a tip. We get a small percentage back. Costs you absolutely nothing, but it does help us out, and we appreciate that. So I'd just show you a few little links here if you want to go to some other features we have here at Lucky Dog Productions.